Welcome to the weekly training series. This is the first 25 days in terms of helping you get a fast start in your business. And I'm going to really just be covering day one today, and we're going to cover each day all the way out through 25 days. And you can go through this material quickly, or you can take it one day at a time. That's totally up to you. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. If you want to slow it down, you can. But I'm going to give you a day-by-day instruction, what to do today. Here's your assignment. Now go do these things, and we'll see you tomorrow type thing. So it's one step at a time. And why 25 days? Because 25 days is generally what it takes to create habits. And successful people develop habits. The only way that you develop a habit is to literally replace habits you already have. Because we all have, life is 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, and we all have family and work obligations and all the things that are going on in our life, and we create habits around those things to make us more effective. And so we want to replace some of those habits with these habits, and I'm going to start by what I consider the good habits are the daily dozen, and you may consider these things, and you may want to abide by them and make it part of your business culture, because in order to be successful in any business in our industry, you're going to have a few things. One is you're going to have to have leadership. You're going to have mentors, people that you can trust. You're going to have to have systems. Okay. You're going to have patterns. Build strategies, things that everybody kind of does in common that are simple and can be duplicated. And, creating a culture is another part of that. Okay. Because you can have a system and structure and leadership and all these things, but what holds all those bricks together, the glue, the mortar in between the bricks, is culture. And what I'm going to go over is what I call the daily dozen. It's one of those things that helps you create culture. Okay, so the first thing is kind of product oriented, and that is take your own products, use your own products. Take CoreCare, SRQ, and Nukahiva twice a day, every day, and never forget. And then get all your family and your household all taking the products, because you can't tell people how great the products are unless you're using them. And even better when you have a story to tell because you use them. I love the fact that I have a story to tell about CoreCare, SRQ, and Nukahiva. And it also involves my personal relationship with Zenoa affiliates, specifically with April, who turned me on to a protocol that literally changed my life. I mean, I was just talking to some of the guys in the office that, when I first came to Zenoa, I couldn't get out of a chair. And I would have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, just to be able to get to the office by 10 a.m. because it took that long for me to get ready, to take a shower and to eat and to, loosen up. And it was terrible. And I started using CoreCare and SRQ, and everything started to get better. And then Nukahiva came around, and then April and Dr. Williams, and, and it was wasn't but 4 months later, and it was all different. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting today, or actually it's tomorrow, but I had to postpone it till next week because of the things that are going on here at the office. But I'm going to see my rheumatologist next week, and I'm going to tell her for the first time that I've ever told her this. And I see her every two to 3 months. And so I've seen her over the last year 4 or 5 times. And tomorrow will be this next week will be the 6th time. And I'm going to tell her that I haven't taken a prescription drug in over a year. And, she's going to do the C-reactive protein test and see what my inflammation is and all that stuff. And it's all been all last 5 times. It's been like, okay, yep, you're still in range. You're doing good. Keep doing what you're doing. Little does she know what I'm doing is nothing except Zenoa products and, eating right and doing, other things, trying to do it. But the products are really important. And if you can be a product of the product, boy, that sells better than anything you could do. Second thing I'd say, read 15 minutes in a positive thinking book or on a positive blog, or maybe it's a video blog or something on YouTube, whatever it is. Watch, read reading is better than just listening and watching, because there's something about reading that when your brain can see it and your brain hears it, because when you read, you subconsciously also kind of hear it, because you know, I don't know how you read. I don't read necessarily out loud, but when I read, it seems like I can hear it. And the psychologists say that you need to listen to something 10 times to have the same comprehension that you have when you read something. So leaders are readers. And I know that, you know, in great business cultures in our industry, they're ones that focus around books and literature and reading from people like Zig Ziglar and Dennis Waitley. And gosh, you know, there's a bunch of them. I'll leave them all, you know, all out. But, you know, create a book list and talk about it with your team and create that as part of your culture. Also listen 30 minutes at least a day to something positive, something that gets you going, something that, you know, and that could be something that you watch. That could be a video, but it's more about listening. And you can, you know, today you can put that on your iPhone or your Android phone, and you can play it on the way to and from work. One thing's for sure, I learned a long time ago, probably 38 years ago, I learned to turn the radio off. And as a matter of fact, for the early parts of my networking career, I didn't own a TV. I purposely sold it and never watched it. And my philosophy was, if the news gets bad enough, one of my relatives will probably call me, because they focus on negative and they love negative. And so, you know, not all of them, but you know what I want. I mean, you always got somebody around that can't tell you can't wait to tell you the negative news, right? So in any case, try not to listen to the garbage and try to fill your brain with real positive stuff. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You need to hear that I love you. You're wonderful. You're amazing. You have the seeds of greatness in you. You got to hear all that stuff and get inspired by it. I get inspired by hearing business stories, you know, guys that start companies and, you know, they struggle for 5 years and nothing happens. And then a year later, they sell their company for $26 million. Because that's kind of the story of my networking career. It was like nothing happened, then nothing happened, then nothing happened, then nothing happened, then nothing happened. And then I became an overnight success in 5 years. Okay, but it all happened at the end. All right, it's kind of like, I always tell people this business is like microwave popcorn. And you could probably relate this, but if you take microwave popcorn, you stick it in a microwave and you let it go, and let's say it's a 3-minute process. You know, the process kind of sounds like this. Pop, 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 pop. You all know this, right? A minute goes by out of the 3 minutes, and it's like, I wonder if something's wrong. If you've never done this before, you're thinking, I'm a third of the way through and I've only heard about 4 pops. But then it accelerates. By the time the 3 minutes goes, it's going pop, 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 pop. You're thinking the bag's going to explode, right? And that goes ding, and it's done. Now, what a lot of people do in the process of building their networking business, which happens the same way, you get 1 in, you get 2 in, then 1 quits. Then you get another 1 in and 2 quit. Then you get another 1 in, another 1 in, and another 1 in, and then 1 quits, right? They don't quit. They never call you up and tell you they don't quit. They just don't do their volume and they don't show up to meetings. Then that's how you know. And so in any case, most people, if it was a microwave oven, what they do is they turn the heat off. They open the door and they go, oh my God, something's wrong with my popcorn. Oh, it must be. Oh, okay, well, you know, okay, I'll try it again. They close the door and rank it up for another 3 minutes. But you know, you all know what happens if you let popcorn go for 1.5 minutes and then you turn it off and then try to start again. It doesn't work. You're done. It's over. You got to start over. You got to get a whole new fresh bag of popcorn. So the moral of the story is never open the door until the ding goes off. And in our case, you know, we're talking 2 to 5 years. You know, you put the pedal to the metal for 2 to 5 years and watch what happens. And of course, we've been talking about a 3-2-1 pattern. And if you do that for 2 years, you're going to be 48 deep in 3 teams and you're going to make $10,000 a month. But you're not going to make it in the, you know, you're not going to be making $5,000 a month halfway. Okay. You might be making $2,000 halfway, and then it accelerates. So anyway, listen 30 minutes a day. Long answer for that one, but attend any company or team event. I mean, the principle is association. You become average in any group you hang out with. If you hang out with people that do drugs, chances are you do drugs. If you hang out with people that like to bowl, you love to bowl. If you, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you hang, whatever you hang out with, you'll become average in that group. Well, you know, I heard that when I was 20 years old, and I said, man, I'm going to hang out with millionaires or future millionaires. And I only knew future millionaires of people that were in my business or were part of my team, part of my upline, part of my support team, part of the company I was with. But in any case, you guys all have the opportunity to associate with future millionaires and millionaires by just attending the company and team events. So don't miss one. You want to meet one new person every day. Okay, because that's the one thing people say, well, I just don't know anybody. Well, you know what? There isn't any problem that you can't sponsor or enroll yourself out of. So if you're depressed and you think, oh, my business isn't growing, things aren't happening, go sponsor somebody that says, man, I'm going to do this thing. This is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. And watch what happens to your attitude. All of a sudden, you know, I mean, I used to show the business, my business to people. I'd show it to them and they go, well, I got to think about it. I got to ask my wife, or, you know, I'll think about it. Well, it's just not quite for me, and this and this. And I just keep doing it and doing it. They said, just keep getting no's. You got to get no's to get a yes. I get a no, 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 no. Worse than a no is a maybe. Well, maybe. Oh gosh. Then I got to follow up and follow through and, you know, keep bugging them and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, just tell me no. Okay, so finally I got good at it, and my posture became to the point where I became so good at it, and I never heard no anymore because they're afraid I wasn't going to take them. Because, and then they were, yes, oh yeah, you mean really you'll let me enroll? You'll let me get enrolled by you? Yeah, I'll think about it. But anyway, you know, it's all about posture. But the point of that is that the next person you meet could be your superstar. Okay, you could be a Zen 10 right now and not even have your first Zen 10 in your group. It's possible. Okay, so always think about the possibilities of every new person you meet, and the you know, the anticipation of what it could be. So meet one new person. Find 5 new people on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever you do. Go start 5 conversations with people that have things that are in common with you. Okay, so you know, you can do it. You look at your friends, and, you know, you can find people. You can go to the different groups on Facebook that, you know, maybe you like to quilt, okay? And you go to a quilting site on Facebook and you start a conversation. Now, don't prospect them. Build a friendship, okay? You don't hit people over the head with the business. You do it because you have something that will benefit them, not because it's something that benefits you. And when you got lots of people to talk to, you have a better posture in that regard. Okay, number 7, comment on 2 posts on social media. Tell somebody, hey, that's cool. That's really neat. Hey, tell me about that. Be interested instead of interesting. Now, the principles online are the exact same principles they are in person. All right, they're just the practice is different. All right, so if you see somebody do a post, you know, make a comment, like things, put a like on there, because you don't think people notice when you post stuff. You go look and see who liked it. If somebody makes a comment, you get a post or a notification that comment is there. So, you know, make comments and just say positive things. It can be, hey, man, I love what you have on. Where'd you get it? It could be, you know, hey, where's the best golf course you've ever played? That kind of stuff. I mean, just make friends, all right? Text or message 5 friends to congratulate or encourage them. Now, they could be in your business or out of your business, but find reasons to compliment people or congratulate them or encourage them. You know, if you haven't heard from somebody in a while and you know they were working on a project, hey, you came into my brain the other day. I was getting ready to go to work or go somewhere or do something, and I thought of you, and I just knew that somehow you were put on my mind for a reason, and I wanted to reach out and see how are you doing. Okay. And people have tragedy in their family, you know, let them know you're praying for them, and let them know that you even are aware of it. Sometimes we avoid things. I don't know them that well. Who cares? They just lost their father. You know, relate to them. Say, gosh, that must be absolutely devastating. I'm so sorry for your loss, you know, and just be real. All right. So that's number 8. Number 9, present Zenoa to a prospect. Ooh, revolutionary. If you could do this every day, can you imagine, even if, you know, after a while you do something long enough, you actually will get good at it. So you might get some no's in the beginning, but, present the plan to people. Try to do it every day, even if it's just verbally. I called a guy the other day and I said, "Hey, George," I said, "what would you think about a business where if you help 3 people become successful, you could make $100,000 a month?" And he said, "Well, that'd be ideal. That'd be amazing. What if it was $50,000 a month?" "Well, that'd still be amazing." I said, "What if it's $10,000 a month? Would you still be interested?" He said, "Definitely." Well, I gotta have to show him how it works because he's a prospect. Now, am I in a hurry to get there? No. As a matter of fact, I bet you if I wait a week, he'll call me or text me or put a message on my Facebook or something that, "Hey, when are you going to call me?" When I got prospected for the network marketing the first time, the guy approached me, and it was in the fall, and it was in Michigan. It was in the fall, and then in February, I saw the guy walk through the bank that I was working at, and I flagged him down. I said, "Hey, listen, you were supposed to call me. You were going to get me. Are you still working on that project you were talking about?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I am." I said, "Well, is there still availability? Is there still some opportunity there?" And he said, "Yeah." "What are you doing tonight?" He came over that night, showed me a business, and it changed my life forever. Okay, so you never know. Show the business to somebody. Write down the most important task you need to do today. What is it when you get up in the morning or before you go to bed? Say, what's the most important thing that I need to do tomorrow? And you got to be careful that when you make a list of things that you need to do, that you focus on the important things, not the urgent things. You see, because it's urgent and important that I brush my teeth tomorrow morning. But if I'm building this business, it's urgent and important that I show this plan to somebody, that I expose the products to somebody, try to get a new customer, try to get a new affiliate. But it's more important than it is urgent, right? Because if I don't do it, some of you didn't do it today. Well, are they going to take your birthday away? No, nothing really bad is going to happen. But if you accumulate that habit of not doing it, something that's that important, then life won't turn out the way you want it to turn out. All right. And so you need to do the things that are important and the things that are urgent, but more importantly, you do the things that are important, because long-term, that's what will make the difference. Spend 10 dedicated minutes with each member of your family. Don't be the person that, you become successful in your Zenoa business and your kids grow up thinking, "Oh, geez, they're real successful. Yeah, they got a lot of friends. Yeah, they got a lot of money and they did really well, but they missed all my soccer games, or they didn't really, know what was going on in my life." Right? I don't care what it is, but take 10 minutes to dedicate. And this could be your spouse too, by the way. A lot of times we don't spend 10 minutes where we put everything down, turn our darn phone off. Hello? Turn the phone off. Put it in another room. Okay? Don't even put it there so that when it blinks, you look. All right? Because that's just not 10 dedicated minutes to tell somebody, "I love you. I appreciate you. You're important to me. I want to know what's going on in your life." And then 12, last but not least, express gratitude for the blessings that you have. We always, we're always chasing the dream and focusing on what we don't have and what we want. Well, how about let's express gratitude for the stuff we do have? We have a great family. We have and you can make stuff up. I don't care what your situation is in life. I'm really happy that I have a ground to walk on that's got carpet. Okay, I'm in a conference room. I'm just glad that the sun's shining today. I'm glad that there are people that are getting their dreams today. You can be grateful for anything, but gratitude really changes your heart, and it makes you attractive. And that's what you need to be in this business, is attractive. So there's your daily dozen. Okay, now let's focus on you. This is day one. The most important thing you can decide is, what do you want? What is it that you want from this business? Do you want a big business? Do you want to become Zen 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Do you want to make, just incredible lifestyle income? Or do you want just some extra income? Maybe $500 to $1,000 a month is going to change how you live. It's going to reduce your stress, make your money and your month come out even, and be exciting. Or maybe you're just so fired up about the products, or maybe the products complement something that you do that is your dream. Okay, nothing drives me crazier than people that try to convince people that their dream is not their profession or whatever they do that they love. If I'm a chiropractor and I love that profession, Help me be a better chiropractor. Help my dream be a better dream with Zenoa products. Don't try to tell me that I want to go Zen 12 so I never have to be a chiropractor again, because, you know, quite frankly, that's my dream. That's what I want to do. That's who I am. That's what I relate. Do you understand? Okay, so be very sensitive that the products might actually help enhance someone's dream. So you have to decide what it is that you want. Then also, what I'd want to know is, you know, kind of what's your status in life? How are you going to build this? And there's really, in my mind, there's three categories. There's being single, there's being, and each one of them has its positives and negatives, right? You always have positives and advantages and disadvantages. And I'm going to tell you today that what you need to do is always focus on your advantages, okay? When I got in this industry, I was single. I was 20 years old. I had 3 part-time jobs. I was about $35,000 in debt. I didn't grow up in Michigan. I grew up overseas in Hong Kong. I didn't know a lot of people. I was so shy, can't even talk. I was so shy that at age 20, I had never called a girl up on the phone and said, will you go out with me? Because I was a scaredy cat, because my visualization is it wouldn't end with no. That the woman I was trying to get a date with would go on and really kind of extrapolate from no to, who are you? What? You think I would ever go out with you? Are you kidding me? And that was my vision. That never ever happened, but I was visualizing this negative thing happening. So I never did that. I was so shy, I would never do that. All right. And here this perfect stranger comes along and shows me a business and says, here's what you do. You sell some products and you get other people and build a network and become a leader of all these people. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know anybody. Right. And really my parents lived in Hong Kong. That was 10,000 miles away. So how was I going to sell them any products? Because we didn't have a business in Hong Kong. So anyway, the point is that I had to focus on my advantage. So being single, there's advantages. Being married and building together, there are advantages. But being married and building as a single, there are also advantages. Okay, so as we're talking about things that you have to do, you might have to handle these things differently. But as a single person, there's a huge advantage. You don't need permission to do anything. You can just decide and do it. All right. If I need to go to an event, or as a single person, if you need to make a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning to somebody overseas, you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to get permission. If you say that what you want to do with the first $1,000 that you make is, give it away, you don't have to ask anybody. Okay. So there's an advantage to being singles, because people say, well, it's lonely and I have to do it by myself. And no, those are the disadvantages. The advantages are you're the king of your castle, the queen of your castle. You control it. Okay. Second, married and building together. There's a tremendous advantage in the synergy of two people who have a common dream or goal and want to do something together, and they can work together. There's also disadvantages. Okay. If you've ever known anybody that's, as a couple, built a house, sometimes those things end in divorce, unfortunately, because people have a hard time working together, especially if it means something, if it's important. And so, but I want you to focus on building it together and focusing on what it is that each one of you want, and focus on doing that and what you can do as an individual to make the team better. And then building as a single, sometimes there's an advantage there because you're kind of like a single and kind of like a married person, and then you have the best of both worlds. You can decide what you do, but you also have somebody that's supportive and cheering you on. But you also have maybe having somebody that's saying, why are you doing that? And so that could be something that you have to overcome as well. In each one of these things, you have to understand, because if you're going to build a network, you're going to have all types of these people in. So you not only have to know how to do it for you, but you need to know how to manage it with the people that you bring onto your team. Okay. And so as we talk about this topic of what you want, because that's what you really need to decide, what kind of business you want. Now decide what you want the business to give you. And so your assignment today is to list 5 things that you want from Zenoa. What can Zenoa get you that you can't get doing something else? And list a list of 5 things. Okay. And that could be Gosh, we've shown you this slide before every time we do a presentation, but that could be recreational. It could be just time with your family. It could be education. It could be the ability to retire. It could be to drive the car you want to drive, or get an RV and go around the world or around the country. You might be getting airplane tickets and travel around the world. I don't know what it is. Maybe your dream is to have a boat, or maybe, have a yacht, or I don't know how big your dream or your Zenoa is, but you need to kind of figure out what it is. Now, here's again where it comes into what kind of group or what kind of situation or status are you in. See, if you're single, you don't have to really worry too much about this. But if you're married, I want to give you a little bit of a caution. Okay, if you get involved, because typically opposites attract. And so you could be the partner that says, oh my God, we're going to be rich. I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. And we're going to get a huge house. And it's going to be on a country club, and I'm going to play golf every day. And I'm going to do this. Or we're going to, I'm going to have, an outfit for every day of the week. And I'm going to have 5 seasons of clothes and blah, blah, blah. And you could be that partner that's like, oh my God, I am going to spend. Well, typically your opposite is the partner that says, whoa, wait a minute. Because to them, a new house would be great, but only if it's paid for. Because a bigger mortgage payment isn't going to give them Zenoa. It's going to give them heartburn and stress. Okay, so you have to kind of play with the personalities of the partnership, or with the people that you're working with if they're on your team. All right, so I want you to come up with these 5 things and think in terms of, what do I want? And how do I communicate that to my partner and to the people around me? Well, let me give you an example. I got involved in this networking business when I was 20. I was a senior at the University of Michigan. I was in college. I had accumulated all this debt, and I was going to school. My parents didn't live, they were overseas. Actually, they had moved back to Minneapolis at that time, I think. And anyway, I got all excited about it. I called them up and said, I'm going to be rich. I don't need to go to college anymore. I don't need my degree. See, I was going to go get an MBA. I don't need that. I'll be making more money than those stupid professors. And I was all hot and, cocky, and I was going to do this, and I was going to make all this money, and I was going to be making 6 figures a month and all this kind of stuff. And you know what my parents did? They were like, whoa. They were freaked out. I remember my mom saying, honey, don't get your hopes up. Every night we show this to people. Every time you show Zenoa to somebody, what you're trying to do, get their hopes up, right? Because if their hopes get bigger than their fears, they'll act. And so, my mom said, don't get your hopes up. And she put it down. She said, can't be that good. You probably won't make any money. And then when she found out what it was like, oh, your Aunt Myrtle was in something like that. And she was, she heard about it from somebody that was driving down the street in a convertible and told them that, all about it. And the person with them said it'll never work, and that they had a basement full of stuff, and they lost their friends, and then they lost their health, and then they died penniless. And so don't do that, Brad. That'd be terrible. She didn't have anything against what I was doing. She had no knowledge of it. She had no understanding of it. But you know what she had? Love for me. And she didn't want to see me fail and be disappointed. And so sometimes if you have these big dreams and goals and things you want to do, and you share them with the wrong people, or you share them in a wrong way, the response you get back will be to try to discourage you, because they don't want to see you fail, because they know failure hurts and you'll get depressed and disappointed, and they don't want that for you. They want you to succeed. But, people that succeed in life really understand that they fail in life more than people that don't succeed in life, because people that succeed in life, they fail, they try something, they fail, then they try something else and they fail and they learn from it, and they try something else and they fail and they learn from it, they try something else, they fail and they learn from it. Eventually they learn enough that they fail their way to success. People that fail in life fail once, go, oh, that hurts. Everybody gets around them and says, oh, please don't do that again. That hurt too much. We'd hate to see you go through that. And they stop trying, and they, live the rest of their life out, and that's it. The great American dream, that stinks. Okay. So, if you're involved in Zenoa and you've been in 5 other things, fantastic. I'll bet you learned a bunch in those things of what not to do. And let's make sure we don't do those things. And I'm going to teach you some stuff that'll work that I learned in the last 38 years that I know works for a fact. One of them is to know why you're doing this and internally know why. And the key to internally transforming your why into action is to transform it from a material desire to an emotional need. Okay, because see, I wanted a Mercedes Benz. Okay, I thought I wanted one, and I really wanted one. But did I really need it? Was it really going to change my life? Was it going to change who I was? No. The first thing that went wrong, I would say, I don't need a Mercedes. I never had one before. As a matter of fact, really what I want is a car. I stick the key in the ignition, I turn, it starts. So what am I thinking? What am I fooling myself? And I kind of reacted to that. But you know what? When I really transformed my dream, the thing I wanted in life, into action, was when I came to grips with what I really, really wanted was for my dad, who was very successful in business, to be proud of me. That's all I wanted. I wanted him to be, and I knew if I had a business of my own and I was independent and I had a nice lifestyle and I was providing for my family, my dad would be impressed and he would be proud of me. And I achieved that goal. Okay. But that's what drove me, because when somebody quit or the product came in and the lid was cracked or the bottle was broken or it went to the wrong address, or somebody, was going to get in and they were for sure going to get in, and then they talked to somebody and they talked them out of it, and I'd get depressed and discouraged. I'd think, doggone it, doesn't matter, because I'm still going to make my dad proud of me, because he's going to know that if I'm successful, that I had failure, I had struggle, because nothing comes easy without struggle. And so that would be part of my trophy. That would be part of my badge, that my scars that I could show him, and he'd go, wow, son, great job, right? Maybe it's your spouse that you want to make proud of, your kids, or I don't know, but make it emotional, okay? And so I want you to think about that. I want to think about the things that you want, that you say that you want. How will they make you feel? All right. And this is also a lesson as you're talking to people in terms of just helping them come into the business. People outside of our industry don't talk like this. They don't talk to people about what they want out of life and how that'll make them feel and how that'll change everything. So when you're talking to the people in your team, or you're talking to a prospect, ask them what they want, and ask them, well, what would that be like? How would that make you feel? What would that look like? Paint me a picture, okay? Like when I talk to you guys, really what I want to know is there a Coliseum in your neighborhood or in your city that would fit a lot of people? Is there some place in your city that you could put 10,000 people in there? What would it feel like if you had an event with 10,000 people in your town that was your Zenoa business, and people from all over came because they wanted to be with you at that event? It was a celebration of somebody on your team who just became a new Zen 12. And we all got together to celebrate it. How would that make you feel to bring them on stage and put that little Zen 12 pin on their lapels and handing them a bouquet of flowers and having them spend the next hour telling all the other people all the junk that they had to go through to have a victory, and then what the victory was like? How would that make you feel if you were the one that picked up a phone to call them when you didn't think they'd be interested, when you were afraid that they were going to think that you were, down and out, and this was the last thing you do before you jump off a bridge and get network marketing, or all the emotions that you went through before you even opened the door for them to walk through, and then all the things that you went through as you held their hands and consoled them and talked to them on the last day of the month about stretching to hit a goal, and you were there when they were only halfway to a goal at the end of the month, and all of a sudden everybody in their group, they started making phone calls and people started doing their volume, and all of a sudden it all comes in and boom, there's Zen 12. And you're there and you're talking to them, and they broke 29 new Zen 10s. And you know what? How's that going to make you feel? That's what you focus on, not the money that you make and the check you get and the car you're going to go buy and pay cash. Although that might make you feel good when you go into a car dealership. You imagine the day you go into a car dealership and you find the car and you pick it out and you say, this is what I want. You say, how much is it? And they give you a price, and you write a check and you hand it to them, and it's about 20% less than the number they gave you. And you hand them the check and you say, if you want me to take this car home, you're going to go cash this check. And you pay for the car. Or you even say to them, it'd be kind of fun if you're talking to them and they say, well, how are you going to finance these things? And you look at them and you cock your head and you say, you mean people really finance things like these? And you're dumbfounded. And they're like, duh, everybody finances a car. Nobody pays cash. Who are you? Right? But you just write a check. You know, how's that going to make you feel? But the point of it is it's emotional. It's how you're going to feel that's going to make it powerful. All right. And then the final question is, can you get these things doing what you're doing? Because you need, you know, I'm talking to you. This is day one on your journey. I want you to have a great foundation. But, you know, if you have a back door, you're going to use it. And I want you to really come to the grips real quick and strong that there's no other way to have this lifestyle. If you chose to have a big business, a successful business where you're going to get free and you're going to provide for the people you care about when you're here, and have a business that passes on to your heirs, to your heirs, that they can live on, and then in the next generation that you have generational wealth. That's what you're doing, by the way. Okay, if you really want to do that and you believe you can do that, you got to close the back door, because if you don't, the first time something goes wrong, you're going to go out the back door. So, well, you know, my life wasn't so bad after all. And, you know, I do have a pretty good job, or I have a great profession, or whatever it is. And maybe you do. But you're not going to have the rewards that this business has. I don't know any doctors and attorneys, small business owners that ever had the lifestyle that I've witnessed and experienced in this business, in this industry. Get up when you want to get up. Do what you want to do with the people you love. Do it every day. Every day's a Saturday. I mean, I used to joke with people. I said, yep, another Monday, Saturday. Yep, another Tuesday, Saturday. Wednesday, Saturday. Gosh, it's Friday, Saturday. Oh, today's Saturday, Saturday. You know how I know it's Saturday? The roads were crowded. Man, why do people even leave their house on Saturday? Everybody's out. You know, I used to tease people. I said, man, I never golf on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. That's when all the amateurs are out. Man, you could get hurt flying golf balls around. People don't know what they're doing. Takes you 6.5 hours to play a round of golf. Who the heck would ever do that? Man, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, man, you go out there, nobody's out there. You get around in 4 hours. You know, it's wonderful. But no, you're not going to live that lifestyle in a traditional sense without a business like Zenoa. Okay, but so you just got to come to grips with that and say, that's right. That's what I'm going to do. And then last is, what are you willing to give up? Because you're going to give something up in order to get something. You're going to give it up temporarily to get it back tenfold. This is a biblical principle. What you give, you get. All right? You don't go to a fireplace and say, if you give me heat, fireplace, I'm going to give you wood. I'll go chop down the trees and get all the, you know, the kindling and all that. And I'll take all the time to put together a fire if you'll give me some heat. And it doesn't work that way. Life is that you give and you give and you give and you give. And you give sometimes without expecting return, but you give because it's what is right. And when you give, you get, right? And you'll always create more wealth in this industry than you'll ever get, right? Because you think about it. I mean, I remember making 6 figures a month, right? And people say, well, that's not right. And then I added up all the income of the people that were on my team. And it was way, 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 way more than I made. Like to a tune of thousands of times what I made, I created in wealth for other people. And that's why in a free enterprise system, you get rewarded in direct proportion to your service to others. And there are screwy people in free enterprise that, you know, where that doesn't work. But in the long run, that's always true, right? People, it always, if you get it and you don't do it that way, it'll come back and you'll lose it and it'll be done. So anyway, I don't want to get on a soapbox about that, but what are you willing to give up? You're willing to give up some time because it's going to take some time. You're willing to give up some pride. You might have to give up a little pride and ask somebody to join your business. Okay. Are you willing to give up some money? Might cost you a little bit, right? Because you got to invest. You know, we might have an event in the first part of next year, and you may want to go to that. It might cost you some money to go to that. Do you want to go to Cancun? And then it's going to cost you maybe some money so that you can go rub elbows and shoulders with people like John Wadsworth and Kim Acey. Maybe you're going to have to give something up and some money. You're going to have to invest. You're going to have to invest in some books and some audios and some subscription sites and some things to feed you so that you can be better, because you're going to be, and then you're going to have. All right. We do it wrong. When we teach kids, we say, what do you want to have when you get out of school? Well, I want to have this. Then we learn, in order to have it, we got to learn how to do something. So we become a doctor or a lawyer or do something. It's later in life we decide, you know what's really important is what do I want to be? Because it's what you want to be that helps you do what you need to do successfully enough, and then you'll have anything you want, right? The be, do, have formula. So in any case, that's our day one. Your assignment today is email the 5 things that you want to your mentor, okay, to the person that's really got a vested interest in helping you get your dream, because when you get your dream or your Zenoah, they get theirs. So be careful who you do that with, but it's the person that's in your upline or your up team, whatever you call that person, your support team, your mentor. Email them the 5 things that you want. If you work with me, email me the 5 things that you want from your Zenoah business, and I'll see you tomorrow.